Hello guys, welcome to Yvonne Mwale Meets. It's so super excited as you can see today. I'm so happy because this is a first time episode that I'm doing this with you guys, and I would like to introduce you to one of the best guitarists in Deutschland. One of my favorite guitarist in Deutschland, and his name is Tilmann Höhn. And of course, that name sounds really beautiful, right? And it's really cool. And he's here with me in the studio. As you can see, we're just trying to patch up some few things, and it's all about love and music and just coming up with something very productive and very good. So anyway, I have Tilmann Höhn in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, yeah, it's really nice to have you in the studio, and I'm super excited. So while people are watching, of course, without wasting enough of time, I would like to know, or people also would really like to know, since I know you already, people would like to know who Tilmann is. Yes.
Yes, I'm from Wiesbaden here in Germany, in the center of Hessen, capital of Hessen. I play guitar. I'm 56-year-old and I play guitar for, I think, 47 years now. It's been a long time since I play guitar. And I do all kinds of stuff like playing jazz, playing with you and your wonderful band. I have another band called Hotel Bossa Nova. I do kind of guitar duos, trios, play in very different settings, and I love to be in the studio and just create stuff.
Yeah,
so
nice.
That's what I do.
Yeah, though it looks really fresh and so still young because it's doing yoga. And I guess you are so super active, you know. So what's your secret?
My secret of yes. Well, let me clarify this. Yoga I should do. So sometimes I do if my back pain is to get stronger. I do some yoga, but you know I'm always been interested in making music and creating things and. Through these Corona times, I just started again to paint stuff, and it's you know, when I sit down and think about what I like to do, it's just I get me a guitar or I like to paint something. I get to the computer and record something. It becomes second nature, and I don't think about it that much. But it's just I do this.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I find it more to be interesting because Tilmann is not just a guitarist. Is an artist, you know. He does paintings and all different artworks, you know, handcraft works. So I find it more interesting because it's always nice to see one of the best guitarists. He doesn't own only one guitar, but it's funny because he has, I don't know, it's even hard to count how many guitars he has. He can play any instrument, especially the guitar. So I find it more interesting with the paintings and the drawings, and I would like also, or people also would like to know where that comes from, because well,
it just comes from, you know, see the thing with the paintings I do. So I make music and I did my first record and I think, okay, we need a cover. So because money was rare. So the idea was, okay, let's paint something and create your own artwork for the cover. This kind of things get some kind of rolling, you know. Then do the next record, and you do the next cover, and things. And I want to have some pictures on the cover that suits the music for my taste. It doesn't necessarily mean that other people see it the same way that I do. But for me, it makes completely sense to say, I got this piece of music, and I think I want to see something like a collage of different colors or so. It's not that I think that I don't see myself as a painter, so I can really do some stuff. But the good thing is, if I don't like it, I do it again, and I'm the judge of what's been printed or what's been on my records or whatever. So because I do this all by myself in a way, so I really do things. Like working for when we play together, I work for you. So you are the chief in command. You say
we work together.
We work together.
We colleagues.
Yes, but you know the artwork is it's in your ballpark. But when I do my stuff, so I just wanted to have it just my way. So that's what I do. And So it's not that I want to, you know, something like oh, I don't want to be a painter or something. That's a complete. It's just by accident. It's just by I need it.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
We have some covers here. For example, this one. I didn't do this, but my wife did this. So it's just we have this
beautiful artwork.
We have these little things. So we call this CD Yebo, and we need some. And my wife painted it, and then I thought, oh, okay, this makes
so
total
creative.
sense. Yes, this
and
makes
this is one
sense.
of also my favorite, and I love the artwork. You see Yebo, because all the time I'm always saying Yebo, and Tilmann asked me, what does Yebo mean? And I'm like, I'm coming from Zambia, and of course Zambia in my language Yebo, it means yes or you're welcome. But also we have Yebo in South Africa, so he is more into this. We talk about that later. I'm so super excited. I'm always having fun to have my colleague here, and it's so always fun and super excited to work with him. So right now, what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna do something very, very special right now. I think it's time that Tilmann can give his best and also just give you something very, very good, because he is amazing, and I would love, and you definitely have to listen to something from Tilmann. So I guessing Tilmann is going to play something from more simple songs.
I'll play a little piece called Amber Road, and I will use 2 guitars, and we'll see what happens. So
Amber Road. Yes, Amber Road.
So here we go.
Enjoy it. Oh my, that was really super amazing, guys. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like boom, Yvonne Mwale meets the only Tilmann.
Wow, thank you.
The only Tilmann in the studio. I'm so amazed always. For me, it's so super exciting because you are great with what you do, and you play from your heart, from your feeling, from your soul, with everything that you have. So it's so super exciting.
Wow, thank you.
You got a great touch. And of course, people they know from out there, Zambia, different countries, you know, they watch you. I've gotten messages from people writing, commenting, who is this man? You know, has he been in Africa? And I'm like, hey, this man, for the first time I was with him in Africa. And trust me, it doesn't matter where you come from, but if you want to play something spiritual from your heart, you can play like you've been to Africa before. So it doesn't really matter, you know. So for him, he plays from his heart, and when he plays, it's like his hands and his music speaks to you, to your heart and your soul. The way he plays for me, it's really super. It heals my heart. I feel holy. Should I say hallelujah?
So maybe you should stop. So I'm getting kind of okay.
It feels so great. That was really, really beautiful. And people love you there. They love you. They want to know more about you. And that was a beautiful song from More Simple Songs. This is an album also. Tilmann has got a lot of different albums. Of course, he's got also other projects, you know. He's a big man here. We respect him, and he's very, very amazing. So just now he played, is it Ember Road?
Ember Road, yes.
Yes, Ember Road.
Yeah.
It's on number, that was...
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, but this is just a beautiful album. Check it out, guys. We speak more about it, and this is really beautiful. I find it to be more interesting and very, very mature. And for the music lovers, smart, intelligent, deep love for the music, get this album as well. Thank you so much. Yes. So now it's so interesting because people, they just hear you playing and they have a lot of questions, you know, like, this is a wonderful man, and first of all, he looks very healthy and fresh.
Yes, so
yeah. And they would really love to know how you started your music career, you know, how you got, how did you start this, how did you develop this interest?
Okay, like,
you know, from you.
Yeah. Like many, I think like many people of my generation, it all starts with the Beatles, of course. So
yes.
I know when my father came home, and usually when I was 7 or 8 years old, so I was listening to music, and it just was, you know, like a kid. So you hear music and say, okay, it's music. But when he came home and he got a Beatle album, I think it was Help.
Yeah.
It was a record Help.
Yeah.
And he put it on, and I was electrified a little, like something like this. What is this? This is different. So my father usually hears German folk music and stuff, or classical music, but this was different at that time. So I started to and this record helped, so I put it on again and again. I think my father bought it because Yesterday was on it, and he liked it, and the rest of it was, he didn't.
And how old were you?
I think I was 8 or something like this. And I remember that I took a tennis racket and jumping on the sofa and imitating guitar playing until my mother said, this boy has to learn guitar. So he's ruining my sofa. And so I got my first guitar when I was 9. Then I took some lessons, but this was not exactly what I was thinking about, because I have to learn classical music, and it was completely boring. It was nothing. It wasn't the Beatles, and I was sitting there. So this is not right. So I don't want to learn some folk music from Austria or stuff like this. I was completely bored. And then I quit this, but. So I'm not really sure. I think it was 12 or 13, and then I started to hear more rock and pop. I remember that I got the first record by Deep Purple. You know, Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water and stuff like this. So, and I figured it out by myself. So with one finger. Then I started to really teach myself. So I always put records on. I bought a lot of records when I was 30, 40 years old. All my money I spent into records, and I listened to them, figuring out what they was doing. And after some time, I recognized that it's easy for me to figure out what I can hear it, and okay, it has to be something like here, and it worked. So after that, I bought even more records, and I learned songs, and I figured out, okay, if you play this. And when I was, let's say, I think when I was 16, I started to teach guitar.
Yeah.
So I had I was 16 and my first student was 40 or something.
Yeah.
Really, I think at the beginning I wasn't a really great teacher. I just showed them what I just learned.
Yeah, yeah.
But after a while I figured out that music comes in a way natural to me. So if I hear something, I can understand what it is. And then, well, like a lot of guys from my generation, we formed our first band. So then we do have some gigs, and I got some studio work. And I always had the luck of meeting some people. Then we do some music for films. Just by accident, so you can record. Maybe you can do something for my film. That's how it works. And
it's really interesting because people out there have been asking questions. Wow, this man must have been, so super educated. When it comes to music, he's been maybe in the music school. Is one of the intelligent man, musically. So. People they want to know. So
I don't do. I didn't start music. I didn't study music on a professional music school or something like this. I always did it for myself. So maybe I don't know exactly if it's good for me or if it's bad for me. But I would be better if I did. But maybe on the other hand, maybe it would change the way I think about music because sometimes it's good to not know everything in music.
Exactly.
So
I like that.
I mean, I know every aspect, and I had a lot of discussions. The more you know, the better you get. So I don't agree to this. This is a very male kind of thinking about it. I remember that one of my great heroes is Joni Mitchell. She's a famous singer. And at a certain point, she said, it's good not really to know everything. There has to be a miracle about this. I know that this chord works. I don't have to know what it is.
It has to come from your mind, from your heart. No shades to those people who've been to the music schools and so forth.
No, it's okay. But
you
it's
need to have it naturally. Whether you can read or you can't read, the music is also same for me because, as we all know, I think in Zambia, for example. In Africa, we don't have music schools a lot. We don't go to school to read music. Some of us, we can't read music. We didn't study music, but it's just something that you are born with. It comes from your heart. So if you have it naturally, just see it as a gift, and it comes out really good.
I see it something like this, as an artist, a musician, or whatever. You just bring to the party what you have, and you work with this. If you don't, let's say, if you're a guitar player, but you're not really fast, then you make something out of the slow note that you have in your hands. And if you're a singer and you couldn't get that high, sing low. So if you write lyrics and you don't have to tell stories about the mountain, tell stories about the plane. There's something like this. So if you can express your artistic vision, it's a big word, but if you want to say something, say it with your words. And everybody, it's the most important thing to every artist is to figure out what can I say, what do I want to say, and how can I do that? And if I can do it, you can practice it and learn it. And if you're at a certain point saying, no, this is not for me. I always wanted to play classical guitar. So there's a lot of stuff in classical guitar that I really, or flamenco guitar. I love flamenco guitar. But at a certain point, I figured out that I have to practice 8 hours a day to become a really mediocre flamenco player. So I quit this, and I just I got some ideas. This is cool. I like this chord, or this technique is cool, and that's it. I can use it, but I don't want to be a flamenco guitar player. So you know what I mean. So I can use some elements of this, but that's it.
That's really beautiful. Yeah, really. I find it always more interesting, and I feel like you always amazing because you fit in everything. And for me, also my experience has been really amazing working with you, and I love the way you play. I love you.
So maybe we should show people what we do when we do
we
together.
Should play something together.
When we play something together.
Yes, we should.
I should just start a song, and probably you recognize what it is, and then we then we do that.
Let's do something together. Yes, cool. Yeah, boy. So that was really good. And
I hope so.
yes, that was so nice. And yeah, it's really amazing always. You know, this song, it's a song that I wrote. It's a special dedication song to my late grandmother. And also, I would say, it's a special song for all the Omas. It's dedicated to Vambuyas. You know, in my language, we call them Vambuyas. And here in Deutschland, we call them Oma and Opas. You know, like, yeah.
Very important person.
We give them all the thanks and the love because they've been there before. You know, they know what life is and they teach us things. So it's always important, you know, in life to also follow or take what they advise us like really seriously. You know, without our grandparents or the great-great-grandparents, because they've lived before, so they know the future, they know the good and bad. So I had to come up with a song, you know, something like this just to, you know, praise my grandparents, though they're not there, but I'm so always happy. So I'm happy because he had to spice it up. Without this man, trust me, it's always like nothing. He's always making the music coming to life because it's got always something good.
Yes, but it all comes from the voodoo, from the machines here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's always in the machine. So I'm just using these machines to support the music. So
yeah. It's cool. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna still continue doing the music right now.
Yes.
And people, of course, definitely music is always life, and it's a special moment because we're still gonna have to talk about the special machine down there. You know?
Well, yes, it's one of the part of the things that I'm doing, and I especially love to do it with you because it just works great with your vocals, and you know when we do stuff like sometimes we did a lot of gigs together when we just have percussion, guitar, and vocals, and I always enjoyed this situation. To fill the space with everything, so to not just play guitar, to do a little
as a trio,
do a little more. Yes. So, and what I usually do, I use this little voodoo machine here, which is it's a looper. Yeah. And I think we will use it in the next song, and I will demonstrate it. But the idea is pretty easy. All you have to do is you kick it, you hit this button and it's recording. You know, that's something I do like, and it repeats that, and I can record on top of that, and then I use some, let's say, some little devices like this, which is an emo.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
Or I do some animal things like that. Or I use this little. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. If I get rid of this, I just put it away. So this little machine helps me a lot to fill space. It works pretty good with electric guitars, but it also works with acoustic guitars. And since we play together, I'm very interested in doing things that I can do with a guitar. That is not just electrical. So I developed some stuff to get African sounds. For example, I have this here. This comes from a wine bottle.
Yes.
And I just put it something like here, and I can do.
Oh yeah. That's Tilmann.
jam on this. Something like this. So
that's really amazing.
Yes, and you've been very inspiring for me to check out a lot of this stuff.
It's really interesting because it's using different kinds of machines here. There are bombs, there's different names, and they are all machines from a team. He's been using them, and it's really interesting. So we jam and we do something nice.
We can do. I will use my voodoo machine here.
Voodoo machine.
And we do one of your songs. And I have I brought a special guitar, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Because I know that you like stuff like this. This is a funny machine. It's got a lot of strings.
Yeah.
It's hopefully sometimes they're in tune.
How many strings does this guitar have? It's like 12?
It's got 14.
14?
14.
14 strings. This is also one of my favorite guitar that Tilmann has. It's really special.
I have another one with 18 strings.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Yeah. Amazing.
The downside of it, you have to tune it. It takes a little longer.
Yeah.
But it's worth. Mm-hmm. So maybe we do one of your songs, which is called Il est là, I guess.
was so selfish when I left. My heart is empty and it hurts. Baby, I'm sorry, please come back. Nothing without you, you know that. Don't you try to run away from me, my baby. I've chosen you from my thousand of memories. Spirit hard to move along, no. 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 Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Something like that. That was really great. And that was from the album Free Soul. Yeah, Iwesela. Yes. That was amazing.
Yeah.
We can't stop playing music because without music it's just boring and it's, you know, it's like life has stopped, like the world has stopped. So we always have to play music. Like they say, music for me is like a beautiful language of life. It's a language to life and give happiness and give joy. So without music, I don't think we can be alive. We all get down, we feel down, and we break at some point.
I think at least if
Yeah.
we watch it from a musician's perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's some guy, a wise guy in China living in total silence, and he doesn't need music because he's just focused on. But for the normal soul, music can help.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
It's really great.
Yeah.
So I think we were playing something really nice, and definitely now the other question would be, what's your inspiration? You know, where you get your inspiration from. And it's always interesting when people, they hear you play, but they don't know exactly the background and what really inspires you, you know, with your music, where you're coming from with your music, and what goes on in your beautiful mind. Are they aliens living in there with you?
No, well, that's an interesting question, because I think a lot of people think that inspiration is something that strikes you, and then you have, oh, I've got this piece in mind. So I know that at this point I think we disagree, because for me, inspiration is well. Last time I read a book about a famous German composer, Johannes Brahms, and one of them says about it, he's a pretty good composer who composes great music without having any idea. So it's just, sometimes music is just work. You sit there, and even if you don't have an inspiration, you know, okay, this chord works with this melody and something like that. So I don't trust inspiration for myself, because when it's not there, I couldn't make music. So it's not an option for me. So I just sit down and do. And the first thing that I learned when I writing own stuff and I want to create my own music is just play and do things and don't judge it.
Don't
judge it. Just sit down and do. And the interesting thing is sometimes you feel inspired to think, I got so many ideas. I go to the studio and record them, and you hear it half a year later and you think, what the hell did I do there? It's too much of everything. And sometimes I record stuff when I think, well, this is nothing. This is just 3 chords and a little bit of a melody, so maybe I should... so I learned to not erase it, keep it, put it in somewhere. And sometimes I listen to it a year, sometimes 5 years later. This is great. This music is so pure and so simple. So, and I know that I wasn't inspired when I did this. So it's just, I got this music, and at this time I thought, well, I keep it, but I don't know what to do with this. And sometimes you hear it later, and it's like, this is great. How, wow, why didn't I use this idea earlier? So I don't trust my inspirations so much. So, but it depends on what you see as inspiration. Exactly. For me, inspiration is, I try to focus on the music I like. I listen to a lot of music. But sometimes it's good to not listen to too much music, but you get tired of it. So it depends on, after a while you learn what's good for you. Sometimes I sit down, for example, half a year ago, I had a heavy phase listening to classical music. And I put every classical record in. So I put on one CD, listen, well, great, put the next CD in. So this is great, but after a while, so it's enough. So I'm floating over. It's so much music. I couldn't. So this you have to handle. And I think any musician, serious musician who wants to work on his art has to find his own way to
find your way.
Your own way. You have to figure out what's good for you and for your music.
And that's what really I like about you, because you have your own way and you have your feeling, you have your touch. When you play, it's like every artist has got their own signs or signatures, like, for example, like as everyone has got their own its own signature. When you hear Tilmann play, for example, you are able to tell he's always having something that is so special, even without watching him playing. But if you hear him playing from the radio or whatever and so forth, you get to know he's got something very, very special. When you hear him play, you are able to identify that's Tilmann. You have something very, very, very special.
This is very kind of you.
And it's amazing.
But the funny thing is, I know that other people may look at it like this, so I don't see it like this. I always think, well, this is your usually stuff. Maybe do something different. But I know I don't care about this because I know it with other people. There are a lot of favorite musicians I know that I like. And I know they have their own language, and I really admire that. And when you ask them, oh well, you like this? You think I'm unique? No, I don't think so. That's a typical struggle. I think every one of us has sometimes. So it's cool. So sit down, relax, and do your thing. And yes,
let's do something. Talking of doing something, we're gonna do something again.
So
music is a language, beautiful language of love. So
maybe we play a little acoustic guitar.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I have to choose. Sorry, I have to tune it.
Always tune it before.
It might help.
Yeah. So let's see. Life of musicians.
Yeah.
Beautiful. it.
Yes. Nice.
Nice. Ooh. It's really amazing and so exciting. I'm always happy. If we start doing this with Tilmann, we can't really stop. So really, it's really wonderful, and I'm so super excited now. I would love to hear more about Zambia. What was your experience? Because Tilmann has been to Zambia, for the first time. We traveled to Zambia together.
Yes.
And I would really love to know what was it, how was it for you, and
First of all, I must say that I'm not a too big traveler, and I never was to Africa before. I mean, I was in Tunisia, but it's not real Africa. I mean, the real Africa is underneath the Sahara, I guess. So this is above. It's too much Europe.
Yeah.
So, but it was very interesting because, never been to Africa, and looking Africa just. I read about Africa. I read some books and I watch some African musicians. But this is all you can't forget about it. You have to go there to really see what's going on. For me, it was quite interesting to just be there. There are so many cliches you could talk. The light is different, but it's true. It's different.
Was it your first time to be in Zambia?
Yes.
To be in Africa?
Yes, it was. It was the first time. Yes,
it was the first time.
It was the first time, and coming from a from a European background with as a kid, Deutschland, growing up, really protected. Oh, you have to take care. You can get all diseases, and you will get sick, and don't eat
lions
anything.
Are everywhere on the streets.
Yes, and don't eat anything. It's poisoned and whatever.
Tigers.
So I ended up eating caterpillars. I remember that.
Caterpillars. Hey, ate some worms.
Yes, I ate them.
They're butterflies, actually.
Yes, but I must admit they are not really tasty for my. But at least I tried. So what I really enjoyed there, we had spent a lot of time waiting for the car. Which was a little bit boring, but that's the way it is. But when we were in the car and we're driving around, so this was for me, that was the best part of it. So I always had my little camera and put some pictures. So the drive-by pictures, I have hundreds of pictures where we just driving down the road, and I just randomly did some pictures, and I still have them at home, and I categorize them, and I do some paintings with them. But this is for me, they express the most about my experience being there. You see these dusty roads, this kind of strange light. It was always kind of a little, it was a mixture of foggy. It was a little foggy, but the sun was, and it was hot, and it felt different. So and we had some really nice trips. Nice. It's not the
We've been to Siambonga. It was really, really nice to be there, eating some fresh fish.
Yeah, it was great. But we
met a good man, Höhn, at Sand Beach. It's one of my favorite places.
It was beautiful. But the experience for me was to go there. You have to really stretch time.
You need a lot of time.
You need a lot of time,
to have a good
and
time.
Maybe
to be everywhere.
It dawned me that maybe you like it this place more because it's such a pain in the ass to get there.
I like.
so we were waiting on the car, and the guy that should drive us, he was drunk and he fell asleep and he doesn't get up, and we sit there. We want to go at let's say 1 o'clock, and I think we left at 5 o'clock, something like this. And in between you're just waiting. So then you have this long trip road, and then put all my pictures. And when you finally arrived, it was like paradise. You have this sea, and you have this fresh fish, and then you go into your bed, and I'm so tired, but it's nice. So I think a lot of things in Africa for me work like this. the best part in Africa for me was when the day turns into night. You know, the days always where you're waiting, it's hot. You do something like where you sit there. I was just reading books. I think I never.
You were reading books.
I was reading. Yeah. So a good friend of mine, he gave me that advice. So take as much books with you as you need for the day, the time you're there, because you will wait.
Yeah.
So I had a great time sitting in the sun and just reading and reading.
And most of my friends, it was funny because they were calling you. They were like, the way they were describing you, they were like, the man who reads a book. Yes, Tilmann, but the man who reads, he is always sitting on the corner reading his book. He's amazing. But people, they loved you because you have this such beautiful, humble energy, and you're a musician. If they see you playing on stage, they're like, wow.
Yes,
this man, you got a lot of fans there. Trust me, yes.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. It was really wonderful, good experience in Zambia. That was the best moment, best time of my life, and I would definitely love to travel again. Being in Africa, have a tour. It's unfortunate now we have this pandemic of corona, which has made everything really difficult. So this time we just try to stay alive and be creative, do more things, and just have fun. So anyway, right now we've talked a lot and we've done a lot of things. I would like just to take a 1 minute short break. Yes. 1 minute short break. Yeah.
So I do some music.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. That was really wonderful. And I know people, they're still enjoying out there. And they can't stop enjoying, of course. Your music is really enjoyable. You can't stop listening. You still want to hear more. And
yes,
it's great.
You're bringing out my African side. So I didn't know that I had it before I met you. I had really not much.
Yeah. The first time I heard Tilmann playing, we met at the studio was it out of June?
Out of June, yeah.
Yeah, the first time we met, we were working also with other musicians, and the first time I heard him playing, he played really nice notes and something that really moved my heart, and I was like, wow, this man is amazing. You played and the goosebumps, they were just, yes, my hair could move, and I got all the shivers, and I'm like, I want to work with this man because he's touching my soul, and this is exactly what I need. Because the more you play like that, also it's not just you playing, but also you help something that has been buried for a long time in me. You bring out something that started becoming more alive.
Yeah, but
yes,
this is a joy of music for giving and taking. It's the same. So I remember that when we did this first gig together with another singer, but would you do two of your songs?
Yes.
And I had so much fun doing African guitar, and I have no idea what African guitar sounds like, but it felt right. So you say to me that in my former life, maybe I hadn't been to Africa, so I don't know. So I have no idea if this might be true or not, but in a way it made sense.
Yeah.
But after that, I remember that I checked out some African music, which is amazing because there's so much to to find stuff that we don't know. So that's still there's we know a lot of music coming from South America, from America or from Europe or whatever. But Africa is something you really can find. So you can do some gold mining there. You can find some really. I remember that my friend Klaus told me about some really great musicians from Madagascar. So he never heard before that, and
they're beautiful musicians.
Yes,
in Africa,
and I checked out some guitar players from Mali, and so it's fantastic. But I never heard of them before.
Yeah,
but when they do their stuff, I think, well, yes. That makes sense for me.
Yeah. It's amazing, always interesting, and you don't really have. It's not necessary to come from Africa for you to play something from there. But if you have this spirit and this energy that really invites your soul just to play it, and that was like my first question to you when I met you. And I was like, have you been to Africa? Because you play like so much about Africa. You could play some Mali chords, some Mali, different styles, and it was just amazing. And I'm like, this man plays like he's been everywhere in Africa. And it came as a surprise to me. It came to my surprise that you've never been to any of these countries, but you play as if you've been there. And it's so super interesting, and this is why it's always important, especially for other people there. That's why it's important as musicians. Get to listen to more music, learn more about music, and let it play from your heart and from your soul, Play what you feel inside. Once you play that, you're going to do so much good. So now I think we've come to the time where we should try maybe to talk about the future plans, and then after this, maybe we're going to do our closing song. And that will be really nice because, I think we don't want to keep people waiting, and I think the clock is ticking. I don't have a clock, but anyway.
It should be ticking, so we don't know. We don't care.
Yeah,
so
we can,
when you talk and making music, you forget about the time. But
yes,
since you're after about future plans, so what's your future plans?
Yeah. For now, I would say the future plans that we would have right now, we just have to focus on doing something very positive, keep people busy. Right now, we all know there's coronavirus out there, and of course, we have to come up with new ideas, new plans, new, way of doing things, and accepting to the normal life situation right now, accepting what we have, and we have to be able to endure. But of course, in the future, from my side, I would love to do more oftenly of these studio sessions. Yvonne meetings, Yvonne meets, studio and doing different activities. And I'm happy and I'm so blessed to have you also, We're going to have a lot to showcase. I think I would love to do more of these live sessions, just different things where we could at least go live and just interact with people who are there. People can be able to watch us live in concerts, for example. So there's a lot, I think. There's a lot that we could do.
With all the problems going on, especially for musicians and artists in general, actors, so it's a time to rethink a lot of things, to reinvent maybe some of your stuff, maybe thinking about getting new ways out to get your music happening, or maybe for me, it's interesting to figure out what can I do when I'm not playing concerts.
Exactly.
So, and I sit down and I'm spending so much time in my little studio and doing stuff that I never was interested before. So I started to do some little small videos and stuff like this, and I have fun with it. I know it doesn't solve the problem of earning money as a musician, but on the other hand, it opens new doors to some stuff that you're not thinking about yet. So it's a good time. And there's a famous guitar player called Mclaughlin. He is a famous jazz musician from the 70s and 80s, and I think he's in the mid of his 70s right now. He's getting old, but when the Corona thing started, I watched some of his Facebook posts, and he said, "Hey, musicians." We don't have to go out and play concerts, so because we have to protect nurses and whatever, but sit down and practice. And this guy is 70, whatever. He's a virtuoso guitar player, and he sits down and they say, practice for 4 hours a day. So sometimes I say, this is cool, man. This is what we can do. We can work on things. We can work on our weak points and maybe get them better, but we can develop new strengths and things that we never thought about that we can do. Life moves
on. We can't just stay locked up in our houses without doing anything, because the more we keep doing that, of course, more stress also comes in. So we have to be more creative enough to come up with new ideas, keep ourselves busy, and keep also figuring it out what we could do next. Also discovering our hobbies, our talents. For example, we do things, and Tilmann also, he does paintings and drawing, art, things like that, as I mentioned before. So also it's the same for me. So if you're out there and feeling bored and you feel low or down, you have to find a way to make your life more exciting, because if you keep on waiting for this Corona to finish, believe me, nobody knows out there when or for how long it's going to still be out there. So keep your mind busy, keep your works, your art, everything. Always come up with ideas, keep active, keep communicating with people, find something to do positive, and I think it's all going to work out. In the end of the day, of course, we all don't forget to wash your hands and sanitize.
Wear a mask in public.
Wear a mask. It's really hot here, but wear a mask. It's crazy. And of course, we're going to have to share our music with you. We have a lot of beautiful music here. This is more simple songs from Tilmann. Of course, Tilmann. And more simple songs. And I'm just showing you the album. It's amazing. There's more than this, by the way.
Yes. Even want to show all my CDs, so it would take some time.
But of course you have to. So look, there's Yebo. This is one of the album, Tilmann's creation. This one, and of course, it's worked with beautiful musicians, and also it's in a group that is really amazing. It's been their wonderful band, and they have also beautiful music together.
This is Hotel Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova. Amazing people, amazing music. You have to listen to this. I love this music, believe me. From my heart, I love this music. So you have to check it out. And there's a lot, like I said, Tilmann 7 Cents. Also, this is one of my favorite.
Yes,
7 Cents.
It's with a lot of guitar players.
Remember the movie Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
It's a horror movie.
It's one more.
Simple songs, not more simple songs. This is also just
This is the
simple
first
songs.
one. This was simple
was
song.
the
Then
first
after
one.
that comes more simple songs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, amazing, unbelievable. And the Yebo, of course.
No, this is free
This
soul.
is mine.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, not
Yeah,
Yebo.
sorry.
This is free. You see, now it's easy to get confused because there's so much that Tilmann has played, and it's crazy because there's another one I think missing from here. So if you wanna listen to Tilmann's music, check it out. We're gonna leave our details there just right after our show is over. You're gonna know where we could maybe.
And maybe just one word for
Yeah.
if you want to support musicians.
Yeah.
So buy their records.
Exactly.
So it's the best
Yeah.
you can do. You can go to Spotify and get it for free or for
Exactly.
But it's even better. Check their websites, get their CDs, and
Yeah.
so if you want to help the musicians,
You
they
really
like it.
have
They
to, of
appreciate
course.
that.
Yes, we need to survive and eat, and yeah.
So we have to free our soul from all this Corona
Yes.
shit, and that's why we do Free Soul.
Yeah. So now we do our closing song, and